It is going to talk about how our brands really using connected TV today, what ad models are delivering results, and how can we make better decisions in a multi-platform world. Moderating this session is Rahul Puri, and joining him on stage are Amruta Pawar, GM, Digital Marketing and Strategy Hafele, Aman Joshi, Digital Marketing Head, Dr. Agarwals Eye Hospital, Sonali Singh, DGM, Tata Motors, Veeraragavan S, Media Lead, Tata Consumer Products, Ankita Sharma, Senior Sales Director, West, Silverpush, Siddesh, Kerkar, Principal Partner, Performance, Mindshare India, and Jolene Fernandes, Solanki, COO, Madison Media Ultra. Let's hear it for our last session for the event. Let's welcome them on stage for our final panel of the day.
I think this is the biggest panel so far, largest in number of size, and I was standing there and looking at everyone, and I see very engaged audience at this hour of the day, after lunch, and I hope that I have undivided attention of yours even at this time. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for joining us, our panelists. I have Veeraragavan from Tata Consumer. He looks after Chings and SNJ brands. And we have Aman Joshi. He's from Dr. Agarwals Eye Hospital. He heads digital marketing there. We have Amruta Pawar from Hafele. And then we have Sonali. She's from Tata Motors, Consumer Vehicle Division. We have Ankita Sharma, who is Senior Sales Director at Silverpush. Then we have Siddesh Kerkar. He's Principal Partner Performance at WPP. Then Jolene Fernandes, she's CEO of Madison Media Ultra. Thank you everyone for joining us. And I think we'll immediately dive in. And there's a lot to talk about what CTV can deliver. Let's start from Amruta then, in that case. In a category where consumer journeys often begin online but end offline, what role can CTV play in driving top funnel awareness that eventually leads to in-store engagement?
This is something that we tackled last year when we launched our brand campaign with our ambassador. And the objective that we drove was awareness, just purely. Because Hafele as a brand has grown B2B, and we have transitioned into B2B2C and now into B2C. So this was the very first time in a B2C we were entering with a brand campaign. And the objective was very simple. We just wanted people to know what is Hafele about. Simple, nothing. It was, I remember, a 72-second video. And being from digital, I was telling my brand team, listen, 72 is not going to work. But again, it was a first, and we wanted to, talk about what Hafele is about, the legacy, the German brand. And it worked beautifully for us. The VTR's average were roughly around 52%, and we were surprised with it. And we chose connected TV also for a reason, because the first answer came was, why not linear TV? Obviously, as a digital marketer, we are always pushed against the wall when it comes to budgets. So we had to play it very smartly, considering what is the audience that I'm referring to. Connected TV made more sense. So brand awareness was the objective that we did.
All right, thank you, Amruta. Moving on to Aman. Aman, what potential do you see in CTV for healthcare brands, especially when it comes to educating audiences and building consistent brand recall?
Hi everyone. We just saw the last presentation. I think the best part about CTV audiences that we believe, at least as of now, is the fact that they're slightly more digitally savvy. The fact that they're not on linear television, they're watching something on CTV. Our hope and desire is that they prefer technology over anything else. Why is this important for a healthcare brand? Because honestly, we make most business from people who are well aware of the diseases that they suffer from. Not just that, not in a joking way, but honestly, people who read more have a higher ability to accept healthcare first. People who do a lot more internet research, our patients, our doctors actually love, because these people already have a certain amount of knowledge on what they're suffering from. And the most money that a healthcare brand will make is out of surgeries, and those happen faster. So the best advantage we see in CTV campaigns is the fact, and we typically do it only because we think that these people will be slightly more evolved as researchers than anybody else.
Sonali, automotive sector is a high involvement category. How do you see CTV impacting customer intent compared to traditional broadcast or digital video?
Good afternoon, everyone. So with respect to automobile industry, let's look at who we are dealing with. So we have like large audiences segments, and at times we need to deliver very impactful brand story. And how it is going to happen is right from the day one of the launch. So we need something which is much more immersive than our regular platforms. So it's not just the in-market audience, which I want to create a reach for, but I'm looking at my prospective consumers also. And CTV is a wonderful platform wherein I can explore the rich audiences, which are not just staying in metros. You see a lot of adoption now happening in tier 2 cities, as well as rural. So I'm looking to deliver not just an ad, but a storytelling. So it becomes much more easier when I have CTV in my marketing mix. And gradually, what I have seen in a couple of last years, the spend is gradually increasing. Not because it is one of the innovative way or one of the platforms. It's because the way consumers are approaching it, it is my most attentive audience. It's not someone looking at a mobile, looking at a mute video. So my asset, my quality of asset where the delivery is happening, it's much more accurate. It's consumed in what I'm expecting it to be.
All right. From automotive, let's move to FMCG space. Veeraragavan, in a competitive FMCG space, where standing out is really tough. What innovations in creative strategy or media deployment are you leveraging on CTV?
So firstly, good afternoon, everyone. So if I have to talk about Chings, which is into the food category from an FMCG point of view, we've always been a very traditionally set up client. So it's always been TV heavy for us. This year has been a change for us. And honestly speaking, CTV, everybody's talked about that, is an extension to TV. That actually realistically applies to a brand like us, who's majorly has been doing spends on TV. So in that ways, we understand that medium in the sense it's larger format. It gives you that targeting advantage here, right? So that is one thing which is an advantage, but we understand the larger screen formats here. Apart from that, I think with regards to the creative strategy, more than that, the placement options that are available right now on CTV, say for example, you can talk about billboards that are there on CTV, right? We've tried to somewhere look at deploying them for our launches. And I wouldn't be able to quote numbers, but of course it has led to some kind of increase on product intent as well as on search numbers, branded searches for us. Apart from this, with regards to contextualization, which we also do on TV, whenever we were there on TV, pause ads is one of the inventories that are there, like your OTTs offer that. We've somewhere, because of being a food brand, we've been able to use them in the form like you could have a lot of interesting combos, right, with regards to the products that we have, and that can be contextually aligned to the content that the user has been watching. So more or less, this is how CTV has been for us as a strategy, more or less because we look at it as an extension, which everybody feels so, but it's an easier buy for us over, say, a mobile for that matter. Also because we are moving in that direction slowly in that sense. So that's how maybe FMCG food, if I have to talk about my brand, that's where we are right now.
Of course, CTV is a larger screen format. Siddesh, just wanted your view on, from performance perspective, how are you aligning CTV's top of funnel strength with your clients' growing expectations around attribution and ROI?
So, like Sonali mentioned, it was more from a point of view of storytelling is what the brands are looking at. When it came to linear TV, it was very simple that, yeah, we want to tell a story to the consumer and then see what happens. Right now it is, we want to tell a story and want to measure the outcome of that story also, whether it was a story that the user liked or not. So firstly, that's one expectation that I always get from the client, that whatever we are doing on CTV, can we measure what is happening. But as we just saw a presentation before that, it's a fragmented ecosystem that we have. So doing a simple kind of a CTV campaign is something which will never help you. You'll actually have to support it with multiple tools which can actually help you get an understanding of what has happened with the user who has seen your ad. So there are multiple tools available which can tell you that who actually saw your ad. And since the devices which are connected, I was just having a chat with one of the vendor, and he has mentioned that so there's a technology with which you can understand that the CTV to the Wi-Fi which it was connected, which all other devices were connected to that Wi-Fi. And through that, we can get an understanding as to who is the user is watching that particular TV or has seen your ad at that particular point of time. So getting these set of technologies combined with the CTV plan, I think that is something where you will get the real understanding and real picture. Because attribution at this point of time is a very big problem on CTV. If you do a plain CTV campaign, you'll never ever get to know what exactly has happened. You'll get a 30,000 feet kind of a view of your audiences who have seen your ad. So when it comes to performance, it is more of understanding the technologies available and then at the same point of time implementing those with your plan. And not looking at it like an extra cost, but it's an investment that will actually help you make.
All right, thank you, Siddesh, for speaking on attribution and ROI. I think, Jolene, you can come in next where we talk about accountability. With brands seeking more accountability, how are agencies reshaping media strategies to ensure CTV contributes not just impressions, but also measurable outcomes?
So yeah, I think that's an interesting question. If you look at CTV today, it is actually according to me, it's a hybrid model between TV and digital, where I think trying to get the best of the two worlds together, trying to make sure you're getting your max reach, trying to achieve awareness through the top funnel, and then converting it, taking it down through the funnel. So that's and everybody today would be speaking about how CTV is actually driving outcomes across the funnel. So it's not just about doing, looking at your completed views or VTRs, etc. It's also about, what are the kind of brand lift studies that you can really do? What is the kind of outcomes that you're getting from, media measures or even your sale lifts, etc. So the things that we do is, looking at it from number one, your outcome planning basis. Second, the kind of data strategies with AI partners to kind of optimize your plans accordingly on CTV. Also, I think most importantly is whether CTV works or no, it's important to look at incremental tests. And we've done that for quite a few CPG brands in our case, where we take CTV forward strategies, and then layer it up with the other, whether it's digital or outdoors, etc., to see what is the uplift over there. So it's important for us to start taking these tests. And I've heard in the earlier sessions also that the test can't just be one or two campaigns. It has to be always on. And just like television, if we are using the model for either awareness or consideration, land your KPIs in terms of what are you trying to drive? Is it relevance? Is it, building mind measures? So those are the kind of strategies that we are building up to. And then obviously looking at how is it moving down to your conversion models? How can you engage with your clients better? How there could be elements of app downloads, etc., that you could do through this platform as well. So use it to the best. Use it like your linear TV, because people don't, for a consumer, they don't understand CTV. They know there's a TV which is in their house out there, right? So I think that's the way we also plan accordingly.
Thanks, Jolene. I think we're talking about what brands want today. We've had brands' opinion on it. We have had agencies talk about it. Let's talk about, Ankita, why don't you tell us about a platform owner's perspective? Are you seeing a shift in expectations from CTV? What's the focus on? And is precision and contextual targeting taking center stage?
So I think that's a great question, and I see that, this is something that's evolving in the CTV landscape. So I definitely see that there's a shift in the whole ecosystem. So, earlier when brands were doing a lot of CTV campaigns, that was for, big events or like reaching out to a mass audience. But now the shift has happened, and brands are not just, they not only want to just see ads, they just want, they are asking us different questions that, will I get the right audience? Can I show different ads to different viewers? So what I think is definitely there has been a shift in, and the shift is moving towards precision targeting and contextual targeting. So targeting via contextual segments, where it ensures that your ads will show up at the right moment and the right place, is something that we do at Silverpush also. So this was the first part. I think there's a shift in the creatives also. So brands were, I don't want to say a normal creative, but yeah, the creatives were less interactive, but brands are also now looking at moving towards attention creatives. So hence, I feel with precision targeting, with a layer of contextual segment, and if that meets with the engaging formats, I feel it can be a real indicator of impact in the CTV space.
Fair enough. I think we're halfway through the discussion, and in next second half of the discussion, we'll try and understand again from brands and agencies and then a platform owner about what specific signals or KPIs matter. Amruta, for your segment, which is a high consideration product, what specific signals or KPIs matter most when deciding whether CTV is delivering real value or not?
So for us, the niche audience mattered. Okay, we didn't want to be there on every TV, but we want to be there on the TV where we know the customer will afford us. So that was first clear cut. So reach and frequency was for us there. And the second, because we were in awareness, the VTRs. So for us, it was very simple. We are coming with the first brand ad. We want to reach to the right audience, and we want higher VTRs with an objective that they should know about the brand, because primarily this brand has reached a customer's home via an architect or an interior designer. The customer has not been involved in that purchase journey because it's about a hinge, it's about a countertop. So those products customers haven't been. So now when we want to reach to the customers directly, or we want to be in their consideration set when a renovation or they're moving into their new homes. So our objective was very simple. We did not even complicate it. So for first year, we have just kept that. And maybe when we are also going ahead, again, the audience, we did not reach to the entire audience also. So maybe for another 1 or 2 more campaigns, I will still run with the same objective, simple and VTRs. And maybe when I see certain improvements happening from the awareness leg is when I'll move into a consideration.
All right. Aman, you have a pan-India consumer base. How do you ensure CTV campaigns remain locally relevant for you while also retaining consistent brand messaging?
Yeah, locally, it's been a funny one actually for us. We've not done so much, honestly, that makes our creatives locally appeal to people, except the fact that the last TVC was a Sachin Tendulkar TVC, and what we did was we did it in 8 languages and then we played it across. However, we discussed, a lot of times that, especially for our CTV campaigns, since we have certain cohorts of targeting available, should we start generating content that way? That was the question. Now, obviously, you can't generate so many different pieces of content with a Sachin Tendulkar because he'll give you one shoot, one day of shoot, so you can't do so many. But then it branched out to the conversation of saying, okay, you have different segments, different age groups, they need different kind of healthcare necessities. So how do we create content that way? We're still in the process of that. We're yet to see results out of it.
All right, good luck with that. Sonali, in the context of fragmented attention and multi-screen usage, how does CTV integrates into larger brands' launch strategies and full funnel planning?
So as a automobile brands, you always have to plan for a full funnel strategy because, as I said, you're reaching out to a very large consumer audiences. And also it is important like who is consuming, who is the customer from which geography, what demographics. So those are the attributes which matter most. But having said that, I think it is more important how content is also evolving because it's not only for entertainment. It's become more aspirational in nature. We are trying to create very unified messages when it comes from a brand delivery point of view. So we are not just creating a campaign message or a brand positioning statement. So we are trying to have a more connection with our audiences, and that should create a lasting impact. So the assets which we are trying to use, they are talking in a very local language, like what you talked about, that we have different languages where you needed to create the content. So at times we understand that prior creating a campaign, and we deliver those vernacular languages in different parts of the country. So I think on CTV also slicing and dicing will become very important. As of now, there are limitations onto it, as we talked about in the previous panel. In the adoption and acceleration, that is very important, the challenges which are there in date of today. So I think as a brand delivery message, it is acting as a very appropriate medium, but the kind of voice tonality which we have to take has to be consumer centric, because customer centricity is what each and every brand would agree that they are trying to focus upon. So that is important. And again, where are we approaching the consumer in that consumer experience journey? That has also changed. Like the journey which was happening a couple of years ago, now that is completely evolved. So the touch points where I'm reaching to that audience, whether it is a pre-purchase phase, or it is a consideration phase, or it is a decision-making phase, so that has become more connected. Because we have a lot of other strategies. There is an influencer, there is a creator, then of course there is programmatic and performance which is happening at the same time on Meta and Google. So with respect to that, what I am getting via CTV has to be very sure shot. So I think these are few factors which we take care of, and it's like a journey where we are evolving, and we are also trying to understand what kind of an impact it is creating.
Let's talk about some of the challenges that, as a marketer, Veeraragavan, you face in attributing sales lift or behavioral changes to CTV campaigns. What improvements would help?
So basically, in terms of challenges, if I have to first talk about challenges, in the sense, I would first say the value for any consumer, for us as a brand also, emerges only when you're able to reach that person through various devices, right? Whatever he's consuming. Right, so CTV standalone cannot feature in our plan, of course, that's a given. But still, for that matter, because major of our business still is offline, right? GT and MT is where major of our business lies, and TV for all these many years has always been that go-to medium for you to build that GT and MT business, right? So which is why CTV somewhere in terms of challenges, if somewhere there is a measurability or some kind of attribution, I'm right now say spending 50% on TV and say 10% on CTV, and if I'm able to build that a little more, and if I can see some kind of store lifts in terms of sales, that is something that will help accelerate the adoption for at least FMCG brands, because like I said, the bigger screen, most of your FMCG jump onto the opportunity to take that up. But I think the attribution is still where, if we can prove that the additional money that you are able to put in will help you in kind of lift in sales, that is not something we're able to prove right now, at least for us as a brand. Your consumer metrics, of course, is growing month on month, but of course, it comes back to the fact that there is no increase in sales. The more the money that you pump in CTV has to deliver some kind of sales lift, right? So that's not there. So those are the challenges right now we're facing from an food brand point of view for us. So if that is addressed, maybe we could maybe have a higher accelerated adoption of CTV.
Sure. Siddesh, how would you kind of help Veeraragavan address that challenge as an agency?
So Veer just mentioned like few minutes back that they are a very TV heavy brand, and so the way the brands are looking at TV as a channel, I don't think so when you saw TV as a channel you had that thought in mind that if and all my sales go up, I will only put money on television going forward. But when it comes to CTV, the first question which comes in mind is, I'm putting money on the table, will I get my money back? So I think that is something which will happen, but it will take some time. It's not going to happen immediately. Having said that, the reason why CTV is gaining so much popularity is because it is something that can actually give you measurability, as I said, and at the same point of time tell the story properly. But having said all these things together, we need to have some patience to try and understand what all things can be tried. There was a certain set of, somebody mentioned that creative is very important. So having that creative strategy placed in the right manner with the ability of targeting the right set of audience, if you're able to have those dynamic creatives in place, I think that will give you lift, but tracking is something, again, the same thing goes, that you have to look at CTV from a point of view that it's not just a plain CTV plan, just have one layer of technology over it. Might be that can give you a better kind of a clear understanding and picture of where your money is going and how that can be further multiplied going forward. Because the more granular you go, this is a very small kind of a data set that we have at this point of time. It will saturate very fast. So you have to be a bit broader and try to get maximum out of it. This is the start of a new revolution. And if you're able to be part of this, then I think you will be the leader in this category.
Jolene, do you have a different view on this, or how would you help brands and marketers tackle their challenges, say attribution?
So I'm coming back to what Siddesh was saying. I think you're getting outcomes from any media. It all depends on what the brand is also doing at the market level. It has to be a combination of the complete marketing mix to actually say what medium has also worked for you. It can't be just one platform trying to work very hard and you trying to get your ROIs out of it. So yes, there are multiple challenges. We still try to look at measurability across mediums. You know, we try to do a lot. I don't know, we try to expect a lot of magic out of digital measurability and try to pick up ROIs from that medium itself. But there are other mediums which are, television or outdoors, print, etc. We don't question that because that is something that we've been using for years over now, and probably that has kind of built over time, saying that, when you're doing a print ad, you might get that incrementality for a specific day. However, saying that, I think the other challenges on CTV is obviously fragmentation that everybody spoke about. The way you use the medium is very, very important. So, like I heard creatives, using it in the right way. I think currently there's an opportunity because the clutter on CTV is much, much low. So advertisers could actually look at it as an opportunity over there. Also, like I said, when I look at TV and CTV being a hybrid model, use the best of it. So instead of just running after audiences, there could be strategies where you could look at running after genres or running after a specific kind of behavior, right? So, for example, say a male's genre, why not target news channels? I don't see too many ads happening on news channels, and there's very, very less clutter on CTV over there. So if you want to make an impact, you just don't need a billboard over there. You could do it in very, very strong ways of building your strategy. I think the other challenge is also about frequency. How many of us, talk about frequency management? Because when it's on television, we will actually tell our agencies, ki, listen, I want one spot on this program and the other spot on the other program. But when it's CTV or any other, on CTV, I see spots running back to back. Those are challenges as well. So, frequency management is very important because finally we are looking at impressions just moving out of your pocket, and then we are being questioned what is the ROI. So, I think that's one thing as advertisers should also question us as agencies as well. So, and the largest piece is measurability. And I've heard it for a very long time. Ki right now, measurability is a question. It's the starting point, and I believe there will be things that the industry's bodies will start working towards it. Yeah.
Probably yes, but I think we are almost running out of time. I'll just ask my closing question to Ankita with these challenges and opportunities. With measurability, with everything taking into account, how can you as ad tech enabler simplify CTV delivery while maintaining impact across brand and performance metrics?
So, I think as CTV grows, complexity is inevitable. So, because there are multiple platforms, formats, and there is targeting challenge, right? So I think simplification is something that we should look forward. But I think in simplification, we should not sacrifice the impact of the campaign, right? So the smarter way to move forward is automation. So with SSI, SSI coming up, brands can now easily have attention creatives, implied very seamlessly, and also we can show ads, different ads to different viewers in a very dynamic way without burdening the tech. Also, what we can do is that with SSI combining with the AI-led optimization, we can actually deliver deliver campaigns in a very easy way, and also reach out to the right audience with, again, the attention creatives, and also derive to outcomes like performance and brand lift.
Yeah, I think with these challenges, opportunities, and also some of the solutions in place, we all will figure out how, with oversimplification, how still we achieve impact on CTV. There's still time. I think next year we'll be able to talk more about that. How has things moved forward in the CTV space? For now, it's a thank you to everyone, Veeraragavan, and everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for giving us your time. Thank you, everyone here, giving your time and attention. Look forward. Thanks.
Thanks to all our panelists, and I would request Rahul Puri to hand over the token of appreciation. Thank you once again to all our incredible speakers, partners, and each one of you in the audience for being part of the Connected TV Asia Symposium 2025. It's been a day full of insights, ideas, and inspirations, and we hope the conversations sparked here will continue well beyond today. Before we wrap up, a big thank you to our sponsors for making this possible. This symposium was presented by MIQ, powered by Frodo and Double Verify, in association with Silverpush and supported by Channel Factory and M Canvas. We are grateful for their continued partnership in helping shape the future of connected TV in Asia. Until next time, stay connected, stay curious, and have a great evening ahead. Thank you, everyone.